So hi everyone, welcome back to English Grammar and Literature World. Students, today we are going to cover some important questions from one word substitution. So let's begin today's class. Look at the first one. A person who compiles dictionaries. What is called? A person who compiles dictionary is called option B, that is lexicographer. A lexicographer is a person who writes, edits or compiles dictionaries. A biographer is a person who writes the life story of another person. That is called biographer. Okay. So biographer, editor and translator are not the correct answers. Only lexicographer is the correct answer. Next. One who is 70s. So look, someone who is 70s is called option A, that is septuagenarian. Okay. So the word septua means 70. Okay. And genarian means years. Someone who is 70s is called option A, septuagenarian. Now, what is octogenarian? A person who is between 80 and 89 years is called octogenarian. What is sexagenarian? A person who is between 60 and 69 years is called sexagenarian. Now, what is centenarian? A person who is 100 plus years is called centenarian. Okay. Now you have to understand, mono means 1, di means 2, tri means 3, tetra means 4, penta means 5, hexa means 6, septa means 7, octa means 8, nona means 9 and deca means 10. Okay. So here septa means 7. That means septuagenarian. Okay, 70 years old. Next, a person who hates mankind. That is called option A, misanthropy. A misanthropy is a person who dislikes, distrusts or hates mankind and human society. Now what is philanthropist? So the word philanthropist is totally opposite, okay, of misanthropy. So philanthropist is a person who always helps, or one kind of kind person, helpful person. That is called misanthropy. So misanthropy is not the correct answer. Now what is introvert? An introvert is a person who prefers solitude and does not enjoy too much social interaction. And what is cynic? A cynic is a person who believes that people are selfish and not sincere. A cynic generally distrusts human motives and thinks negatively about others. That is cynic. So only option A, misanthropy, is the correct one word substitution. Next, a speech delivered without preparation. So student, this one is very important one word substitution. Okay, so you have to be careful about this question. So a speech delivered without preparation is called option D, that is extempore. Now look at the other options. What is manuscript? So a manuscript is a written or typed document, especially the original copy of a book, article or speech. Okay, actually it refers to something already written down. That is called manuscript. Now what is monologue? So the word mono means 1 and log means dialogue. So a monologue is a long speech delivered by one person, especially in a drama, play or performance. In a monologue, only one character speaks continuously without interruption. That is monologue. Okay, so manuscript, monologue and dialogue, these are not the correct answer. Only option D, extempore, is the correct answer. Next, one who looks at the bright side of things. So the correct one word substitution is option D, optimist. An optimist is a person who always expects positive result, or you can say positive outcome. That is called optimist. Okay, and tries to see the good side of every situation. An optimist usually remains hopeful, cheerful and confident during hardship. So that is optimist. Now look at the other options. What is pessimist? So a pessimist is a person who always expect bad result. Okay, that is called pessimist. Totally opposite of optimist, that is pessimist. Now what is idealist? An idealist is a person who follow high ideas, principle or perfect standards. Okay, such a person often believes in perfection and moral values. So now what is realist? A realist is a person who accepts situations as they truly are, bad deals with fact and practical realities. So a pessimist, idealist and realist are not the correct answer. Only option D, optimist, is the correct answer. Next, last literary work of a writer. So this one is very important. So last literary work of a writer is called option A, swan song. Okay, a swan song refers to the final literary, artistic or creative work of a writer, poet, singer or artist before retirement or death. So final literary work is called swan song. Okay. Now what is the meaning of red tapism? So the word red tapism means, or red tapism refers to excessive official formalities, unnecessary rules and bureaucratic delays in offices or government department. So red tapism generally suggests delays. Okay, so red tapism is not the correct answer. Monologue is not the correct answer. And what is platonic? So the word platonic refers to a relationship based on pure friendship or intellectual affection. Okay. So only option A, swan song, is the correct answer. Next, a person who speaks many languages. So look, the word poly means many. Okay, so speak many languages is called option B, polyglot. Okay, bilingual suggest only two languages. So bilingual is not the correct answer. Linguist is a person who studies language. So linguist also incorrect. An orators generally suggest a person who is skilled in public speaking and deliver impressive speeches. Okay, so option B is the correct answer. Next, fear of foreigners. So this one is also very important, very important. So fear of foreigners means option C, xenophobia. The word xeno means foreigner, and phobia means, the word phobia means fear. Phobia means fear. So xenophobia means fear of foreigner. So theophobia means fear of gods. Okay, and what is monophobia? Fear of being alone. Monophobia. And what is mastigophobia? So the word mastigophobia means fear of punishment. Okay, or fear of being beaten, that is called mastigophobia. So option C, xenophobia, is the correct answer. Next, fear of cockroaches. Fear of cockroaches is called option B, catsaridiophobia. Okay, so catsaridiophobia is the correct answer. Now the word heliophobia generally suggests fear of sunlight or sun. Okay, fear of sunlight or fear of sun, that is called heliophobia. So heliophobia is totally incorrect. What is ophidiophobia? Ophidiophobia means fear of snakes, that is called ophidiophobia. And bibliophobia means fear of books. Okay, or you can say fear of books. Next, a person who extremely desirous of money, that is called option A, avaricious. So the word avaricious means someone who has an extreme desire for money, that is called avaricious. What is cacophony? Cacophony means harsh, unpleasant mixture of sounds. Okay, that is cacophony. And what is sanctuary? A sanctuary is a safe place. Sanctuary means safe place. Okay, place where people or animals are protected. That is called sanctuary. Next, one who knows everything. So here correct answer is option A, that is omniscient. An omniscient person is someone who knows everything or possesses complete knowledge. Okay, now what is omnipotent? So the word omnipotent means all powerful. All powerful. Okay, what is omnipresent? Someone present everywhere. Everywhere. That is called omnipresent. Understand? Next, a person who eats human flesh. What is called? So the correct one word substitution is option B, that is cannibal. A cannibal is a person or animal that eats the flesh of human beings or its own kind. Okay, so that is called cannibal. Now what is carnivore? Carnivore is an animal that eats meat, not human flesh. Next, a person who talks excessively. So here excessively suggests someone who is very talkative person. Okay, that means option C, chatterbox is the correct answer. A chatterbox is a person who talks too much. Okay, next, a person who loves his country excessively. So here the correct one word substitution is option C, that is chauvinist. Actually, a chauvinist is a person who shows excessive or blind devotion toward his country, group or beliefs. So in this question, the word chauvinist refers to extreme patriotism. Okay, extreme patriotism, that is called chauvinist. Next, that which happens once in 2 years. So here the correct answer is option B, that is biennial. Biennial means something that occurs once every 2 years. Understand? And what is biannual? So biannual means occurring twice in year. Occurring twice in year. That is called biannual. That is called biannual. What is bi-monthly? So bi-monthly means occurring once in a year. Occurring once in year. Okay. Now what is bipartisan? So the word bipartisan means to agreement or cooperation between two political parties. Okay. To agreement of two political parties. Next, the custom of having two wives or two husbands, that is called option C, bigamy. Okay, so the word bi means two and gamy means marriage. So having two wives or two husbands is called option C, bigamy. Now what is a binary? So the word binary means consisting of two parts or based on two units. Okay, what is bigotry? Bigotry means strong and unreasonable attachment, and bilingualism means the ability to speak two language. That is called bilingualism. Next, animal with 2 feet. So animal with 2 feet is called option A, biped. Okay, the word bi means 2 and ped means feet. So biped. So the word bovine means, or bovine refers to cattle or animals related to cows. Next, speaking irreverently about God or sacred things is called option D, blasphemy. So the word blasphemy means speaking disrespectfully or irreverently about God, religion or sacred things. Okay, now what is the meaning of the word baptism? So the word baptism is a Christian religious ceremony involving water. Understand? So only option D is the correct answer. Next, A person who is hard to please. So what is called? So here the correct answer is option A, that is fastidious. A fastidious person is someone who is very difficult to satisfy because of extremely high standards. Next, a person who believes in fate. Obviously, option A, fatalist is the correct answer. Next, one who fears confined places. So fear of confined places is called option B, claustrophobia. So claustrophobia is the correct answer. Now, what is the meaning of the other words? So what is hydrophobia? So hydrophobia means fear of water, and xenophobia means fear of foreigner. Okay, and agoraphobia generally suggests fear of open spaces. That is called agoraphobia. So option B, claustrophobia is the correct answer. Next, a speech by one person. So one person's speech is called option C, monophobia. Okay, monophobia. So what is the meaning of the word prologue? A prologue is an introductory section or opening speech at the beginning of a literary work, drama or play. Okay, so prologue means opening speech. That is called prologue. Now epilogue is total antonym of the word prologue. Concluding speech. That is called epilogue. Okay. Next, one who copies from others is called option A, plagiarist. A plagiarist is a person who copies another person's ideas, writing or work. A person who loves books. So this one is very important and very common one word substitution. So the correct answer is option D, that is bibliophile. A bibliophile is a person who loves books deeply and enjoys reading or collecting them. Okay, so this is the last one. Look at the question. A person who studies stars and planets. So what is the right one word substitution? Look at the option. Is it geologist? Is it astrologer? Is it scientist? Or is it astronomer? So what is the right answer? Let me know in the comment section. So students, here are total 25 questions from one word substitution. So that's all for today. So students, if you want to join our Telegram channel, then link in the description to get free PDFs and daily quizzes. So till then, keep reading, keep writing and keep watching English Grammar and Literature World. Thanks for watching.